The King's back! Thank y'all once again for tuning in to the one and only Blake Check. It's the culture commentator, King Blake, tapping in more content for your head top. Now let's get into it. So, after Kanye dropped his White Lives Matter merch, after he made the debut of it at his Yeezy Season 9, people were up in arms, as you would reasonably expect, especially a lot of people in the black community. So he got on his Instagram stories, and he pretty much justified the merch by saying that Black Lives Matter was a scam. And you know what? To this point, we have to acknowledge that it is valid, that Black Lives Matter has shown itself to be a scam, through using their money that they were raising from the people to buy mansions across the world and not really giving back to those who are disenfranchised and the people who were supporting them, hoping that they would make some type of changes with the donations that they were given, right? So now, while that is valid, it's also, catch this, it's also irrelevant. Right? So you say, how is that irrelevant? Because I'll put it to you like this. Although, again, they was on some scamming shit, there are many foundations stealing money under the auspices of curing cancer, taking care of the homeless, feeding starving children. We have AIDS awareness, all of these different charitable foundations that are out there. So if one of those foundations was discovered to be embezzling money so they can, do whatever, pay people and give all these CEOs bonuses and things like that, will we then turn around and say, man, F them cancer kids because Make-A-Wish was a scam? No, right? We would never do that, right? So I say that to say, while BLM, the organization, is on some bullshit, the sentiment still remains. The sentiment that generated the support behind the rally cry from people who felt oppressed and unheard. Those people taken to the streets protesting, that wasn't a scam. Those were people who wanted to make their voices heard. Unfortunately, and this happens anytime there is, groups of people massing together for any cause. Unfortunately, there will be scammers and ambulance chasers who specialize in capitalizing off human emotions to create capital for themselves. Now, a lot of you may remember back a few years ago, Van Lathan, who was working at TMZ, was one who got on Kanye publicly when they had a back and forth, and the world pretty much applauded this brother, especially black culture, because he checked Kanye in the moment. Now, Van Lathan also had a response to the whole White Lives Matter thing, which I thought was really poignant, that I wanted to share with everyone. So someone asked him in his comments, Van, do white lives not matter? And he responded, he said, we don't need a reminder of the worth of white lives. America is a shrine to the worth of white people. This message is reactionary to a message affirming the worth of black lives, which have never been worth anything in America. In its intent, it's a white supremacist notion because it possesses that we can't have a conversation about the worth of black people without having a conversation about the worth of white people, which is fucking insane. The notion that is always has to be about white people in America is incredibly frustrating, emotionally draining, and the whole problem. But here's Kanye apparently centering that notion. I think that is a very well said, well spoken thing. People have to understand, and at this point it's like beating a dead horse, because if you don't get it, you just don't want to get it. Black Lives Matter is not a statement that only Black Lives Matter. It's just a reaffirmation to those who are going through things that yes, you do matter. It's not to say that nobody else is less important. It's just highlighting a group of people who feel marginalized and feel like they don't have any voice and feel like they have no power, i.e. Jeffrey Dahmer, where all of these black people were being killed and there was a black lady next door saying, hey, something's wrong, and they were all ignored. That right there is why statements like Black Lives Matter became a rally cry and became so important to so many people. Hey, to the whites, nobody's saying y'all don't matter. We just saying Black Lives Matter too. It's your boy King Blake. It's food for thought. Y'all do the dishes. Comment, like, subscribe, more content coming. We out of here.